I made a comment about the EVAP system, and a lot of you guys were wondering what it was, because I know a lot of you guys don't have it in your country. Basically, it's this big canister, charcoal canister that sits under the fairing here, and what it does is it takes the breather from your fuel tank, runs it through that charcoal filter. There's a switch over here, and when your bike's running, it opens a switch and basically it runs back down and it sucks it through this pipe here. This one back into your inlets, so your vapor from your fuel tank goes back into your inlets. For me, it's just a big failure point. It's not required in my country, so I'm going to remove it. You can just pop this out. It's just got rubber grommets that hold it in place. You can buy kits to blanket, but what I'm going to do is you have to leave the switch in place to fool the computer to think it's still working. I'll show you how to blank that off shortly. And then if you remove this T-piece, there's an adapter here, or a nipple here, and you can just take that out and put it between these two pipes, and then that blanks that part of the system off. If you have access to some caps, you can just remove these off the inlet and put caps directly on the inlet, but I don't have them, so I'm just doing what I can at the moment. So it'll just be blanking off that, which will remove the system from there up, and I'll show you those other bits in a second. So that's the canister that ends up being removed. As you can see, I've put that little nipple in, or in there, which blanks those off. And you also end up removing the steel pipe that goes to the bottom of the fuel tank, and then the hose that runs from there around to here, which was the original one that went down there. You take that one and put it in place of this, so it goes to the bottom of the fuel tank, and you run it down, follow this one, this one here, and down the left hand side of the bike and out the bottom where the other one goes. I've also got to block off those two ports on the valve there to stop shit going in it, because you need to leave that valve in place. And the steel pipe that goes up the side of the chassis there has a little piece of hose on it, and we'll use that to plug up both ends of the ports. So I've just cut that bit of pipe so it's a nice U shape, and we'll go stick it in there. And that's it. So that's that little piece there that I was talking about. That's the block off there. Like I said before, if you've got the little caps, you can put them on straight onto the manifold. That's the stuff you end up removing, minus the bits that you reuse. There's the new hose for that's the overflow drain for the fuel tank. That's the new pipe that you've put in to replace the steel one that you've removed, just drains to the ground. And reason for doing it, so hopefully you can see it, it's just a failure point in future. It's not going to focus on this bit of rubber. There you go, you can see the rubber is all cracking internally, so you end up with vacuum leaks, and that's just a whole big issue that you don't need. So we'll just remove it. Job done.